if you know the kind of covenant I have with sleep, I couldn't sleep. When the guy says, I don't want to hurt a lady and I don't want to lose another lady, who do you think he really wants to marry? You know, I would cook like this, put the food in my mouth. It couldn't go down my throat. I don't know that thing. The breakup was hooking me here. I was madly in love with this guy. Hi guys, welcome to WOWCastle again. Thanks for your support. Thanks for subscribing and thanks for everything. So today I'll be sharing with you how I got served breakfast. Yeah. So now when they talk about heartbreak, I know what it means. Before I got served, when I see people going through heartbreak and they are down, depressed, I never understood. I used to look at them like, is it that you don't know your worth? Like, how can somebody break your heart and you are down like that? But hey, this one was real. Anyway, let's dive straight into the story. I'm going to give you a background story before I move to the main point. So I met this guy 2012, 2013, thereabout, on Facebook, and we were friends. But at that time, I was in a relationship. He was in a relationship as well. So even though we kind of liked each other, but we couldn't go ahead. Down the line, we stopped talking, and everyone went their separate ways. 3 years later, we started talking again. At this time, I was no longer in any relationship. He was also not in any relationship. So just as you guessed, we kicked it right off and we're there. We started to date. We really liked each other. Everything was going on fine until this very fateful day. The ex sent him a message. She wanted to come back. Yeah, the same ex that broke up with him sent a message begging him, reminding him of the sweet times they've had together. And that was not the problem. Now the problem is my said guy was now confused. Bro, why are you confused? Do you want to go back to her? No, I'm not going back to her. Okay, so just send her a message. You are now with me. So it's not hard. And to make it sweeter, she broke up with you. You didn't break up with her. And he said, oh, it's not easy like that. He can't just say it on the phone. He would like to see her one-on-one, to explain to her. It's not. I don't understand what you are explaining, bro. This lady, you are not trying to break up, But after dragging it back and forth, I realized it was not bending. So, okay, that's fine. He went to meet the lady in school, and I was expecting him to ring me. They didn't ring. 2 days, maybe. That was when I could reach him. Guy, what's going on? He said, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what was wrong with his phone. So how did it go? Okay. By the time he got there, the lady came with all her friends. The friends, I've always known them together. They were begging for her. So I couldn't break up. You are not just breaking up, bro. You guys are broken. You've broken up already. She already broke up with you. All you want to do is to tell her that you have moved on. You are in another relationship. Anyway, that was how the relationship started shaking. At this time, I was already thinking, what should I do? But, each time I brought it up with him, do you want me to, I can just leave? He would say, no way, I'm not losing you. You are my this, you are my that. Okay, so, Mumumi, I stayed there. And, the longer I stayed in the relationship, the more emotional entangled I was. And the more difficult it was for me to actually pull out, you get. Now, to worsen the matter, the guy has run his family, and his family were calling him and saying, whatever it is, forgive her and go back to her. That is the person we have known. And the family of this girl too, they are calling him, friends, they are on his neck. And there was no time that this guy stood up to them to tell them that, no, I'm not going back, I'm with someone else. So you can see that it was already a risky journey for me. So, like I said, I got more entangled. At some point, I think at the exact point where my eyes began to open was when I traveled to visit him, and I was sick, and he took me to the park. All through the journey, he never rang me, he never chatted me to ask how I was doing. I mean, when I left this place, I was in a bad shape. I was down. I got home, no message, no call, nothing. I didn't feel valued at that time. I felt like, no, I'd never been in a relationship where I was treated like that. I mean, so I felt like, no, this guy is starting to see himself as something. Maybe because, two princesses are fighting on top of your head now. So that day, okay, before then, he said to me, the situation is, I don't want to hurt my ex, and I don't want to lose you. And this guy left me with this puzzle, and I was going about with that. I was asking people, when a guy says, I don't want to hurt a lady and I don't want to lose another lady, who do you think he really wants to marry? And some people say, oh, is that one that he doesn't want to hurt because he's never going to be able to tell her off. And some other people will say, oh, is that one that he doesn't want to lose because he's never going to leave that one. Anyway, I was in that puzzle. Okay, back to what I was talking about now. So after I returned and he didn't call, and I started thinking about that, really got me thinking about the relationship, and I felt, no, this is not the way it should be. At this point, I have to really let him make the decision. If he's going to be with me, then let's know. And if he's going to be with the ex, let us know it. I've always heard of, guys dragging ladies, fighting over a lady. I've never heard of ladies. Anyway, I know it happens, but I never pictured that me, Oluwakemi, would be in that kind of shit, So that's how, what was I saying? So anyway, I told him, you have to make your decision. And I think the way to make your decision is to give ourselves a break so that you can think well and make your decision. We agreed on 2 weeks. So a part of me was very scared when I make that proposal. Because one, I was madly in love with this guy. I didn't know how I would stay away from him for 2 weeks. Like, how would I stay without hearing this guy's voice for 2 weeks? Somewhere in my mind, I thought, okay, he will probably not be able to go 2 weeks as well. It was probably going to call the next day. So I thought. And the second thing was, what was going to be the outcome, That was another fear as well. So the next day, he didn't call, and I was wondering, oh, so this guy could do it. By the third, fourth day, I was already regretting, why did I bring up this proposal? I was already seriously missing him. And in my mind, I started to think again, does he feel this way about me? That made me start thinking, I hope this is not one-sided. Anyway, on the last day of the 2 weeks, I woke up with so much mixed feelings. I waited until evening, he didn't call. Okay, but yeah, he has forgotten that today is the judgment day. The next day, the third day. Anyway, guys, let's not long thing no till today. Guy no call. Oh. He no call. Oh. The next time I heard from Guy was when I think he was leaving the country, he was traveling out. He was at the airport. He sent me a message. Said he's leaving, blah, blah, blah. He just want to let me know that he's traveling. Oh my God, I woke up that day with so much rage. I was angry. I was broken.
No! God, please, no! No!
I was a mess. A big mess. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Guys, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. If you know the kind of covenant I have with sleep. I couldn't sleep. I would cook like this, put the food in my mouth. It couldn't go down my throat. I don't know that thing. The breakup was hooking me here. The food could not pass. Nothing could pass. I was just drinking, I was taking soft drink, all of that. And that was when I knew that heartbreak is real. Very real. Anyway, I was in that for weeks. And how did I get deliverance? This fateful day, I was at work and one of the healthcare assistant told me that one of my patients was crying, was down, not eating and all of that. And in my mind, I was like, myself, I'm down. Anyway, I went to meet her to ask her what was wrong. And then she downloaded the story of her life for me and what she was going through. At that time, she was newly diagnosed HIV. She just went through a surgery, of which we still didn't know the, long-term outcome. I think she just lost a child or something. She was in so much of a mess. And I think her marriage was shaking. A young, beautiful lady. She was going through a lot. And when I heard what she was going through, I felt like, Kenny, what is wrong with you? Why are you even down? See, problem. This is problem. That one that you think you have. Anyway, I had to, put my own depression aside and see how I could help this lady, talk to her. I think I even preached to her. I can't remember now, but I must have done that because it was my thing at that time. So I talked to her and she was smiling. She came back to life. She was eating and seeing her that way. My joy was overflowing. I don't know that magic. I don't know how it happened. But I got home that day. I ate. I ate like never before. I slept. The heartbreak, the rage, all the stuff I was feeling, they disappeared. They melted. I don't know the power that happened with just, me rendering that service to that lady. I felt
nice.
Since that day, I always tell people that when you're going through stuff, that's the bestest time to actually render help to people. That time when you have nothing to give, it's actually the time to give more. Because there's a way it comes back to you. It came back as a miracle. That's how I got delivered. Now, lessons I want you to learn from that. 1, know your worth. Know your worth. How can I be dragging with another lady over a man? Like, for God's sake, kilo day. Is it that bad? Another thing is, maybe he wasn't the right person for me. Because come to think of it now, after the whole shenanigans, I realized that I can't even stand guys that cannot make decisions, guys that cannot stand. Like, that's what makes a man for me. So, later I was just thinking about it. How was I going to live with this kind of a guy who is always confused about the tiniest matter? He doesn't even know what to do, what to say, how to go about it. So, eventually I realized that the heartbreak was for a good cause. And even though I was pained and all of that, today I am happy. I'm happy. And if you're going through heartbreak, I know it's not easy. Like I said, it is painful and all of that. It's good if you are able to, find strength to help people, be kind to people, help people, render service. Yeah, I remember now, one of the things that I did again was I went to orphanage home. Yeah, I got some things, went to orphanage home. I was there, I was playing with those kids and I had fun. I was happy. I was just doing things. To help people, and it really felt better. It made me to feel better. So you can do that as well and seek help. And just know that whatever is yours is not going to be hijacked from you. Anyone that is going to stay is not going to leave. Okay? So be happy, and in a short while, you are going to look back and say, thank God it happened that way. Thanks for watching. I love you. Remember to subscribe and share. Bye.